Hello again. I mentioned at the end of the last video that my GP had suggested Alcoholics Anonymous. Now, I know that Alcoholics Anonymous gets a very bad name, and I feel it's unjust. People who usually make comments are people who have just maybe arrived and really don't want to be there. And alcoholics themselves who are performing will make up any excuse to not try to get sober if they really don't want to be sober. Now, I'm not here to defend anything or to bash anything, because I will never do that. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, and I can only go by my own experience. And I realise that Alcoholics Anonymous is such that people in it are anonymous for the reasons that alcoholism and stigma are rife, or is rife. All I can do is share my experience with all the situations that tried to get me sober, including my husband. And if anyone could have got me sober with their love, it would have been my husband. But I believe no human power could have got me sober. And I probably in some other video will share the depths to which I ended up. But my drinking progressed my family life. Instead of being a close unit, Tom couldn't understand what was happening to me, and I was continuing to hide drink, to be drunk when he came home, and he could not understand how I could put this in front of the wonderful family we had. Now, I am not blaming Tom. I'm not blaming anybody. At the time, I blamed my mother's death. I blamed my two children's behaviour. I blamed Tom. I blamed everything. And it was the poor me's. Oh, how could this happen to me? And you don't know how I feel, and I'm drinking because of this. No, that is absolutely not true. I was drinking because something in my chemistry, lack of enzymes in my liver, and the part of your brain which is the reward centre, the memory centre, when everything happened, and I will explain all this in a more scientific, but I don't want to be scientific just now. But when I take alcohol into my system, it goes into my bloodstream and goes to my head. And as soon as it does that, I am compelled to drink another drink. Willpower does not come into it. I cannot help, once you've crossed the line and that you are alcohol dependent and you misuse alcohol, then every time you introduce it, you will drink again. You cannot take one drink, put the cap on the bottle, put it back in the fridge. It does not work like that. Very often Tom said to me, "Why are you drinking?" And I said, "I don't know." And I didn't. I was being driven by something beyond me. My brain and what was happening in my brain, what it suggests that in normal drinkers, the dopamine comes and it gives you a woof, a sense of elation. But very often that is, in a normal social drinker, that dampens down and it becomes normal. Whereas in a problem drinker, this woof explosion lasts, and it's so wonderful that you just want to drink again. Now, as I say, I'll explain all that because I have studied it, and I know now that what I'm saying here is one of the models of alcoholism. There are various. Some say it's behavioural, and what can be learned can be unlearned. Some say, and it's way back in the 30s, that it was suggested it was a disease that affected some people and did not affect others. Now, I know it can be genetic. I wasn't drinking because none of my family have this problem, but go back a generation and someone did have, I've only found out. But my drinking led me to, my husband couldn't be bothered, he wouldn't speak to me now. My personal hygiene was disgusting. I was disappearing for days. I ended up sleeping in gardens and disappearing in the middle of the night. And one day I fell asleep in my car, started living in my car because Tom didn't want me, the boys didn't want me. This will be continued because my time's running out.